Okay, so let me have your attention for a little bit. Quick, not too long. Okay, so let me tell you, there's been a couple people that were absent this week, so I just want to tell you what we went through this week, just to catch them up. So we started off with video 1 on computer science lecture, which was right here, day 1, right here, exploring computer science. And then we did a worksheet that went with it, that was this worksheet. Okay, this was the beginning of the worksheet. You were supposed to define some definitions, journal entry, how many computers are in the class, and for example, is a cell phone considered a computer? We talked about that in the classroom discussion, and you got your points. Then the homework was you were supposed to interview somebody, an adult. I asked for you guys to interview an adult. I'll knock a couple points out if you interviewed a kid or a student, because we use computers different from what you guys use computers. You guys game on computers. You guys, you do a lot of social media on computers. We use it for budgeting, balancing, contacting, spreadsheets. We use looking for a job, resume finding. Okay, that's what we use it for. So I wanted you to interview maybe your mom or your dad, your older brother, somebody that could tell you what they need a computer for. Okay, so now you were supposed to find out the price range of the computer, of what they were looking for. The next thing was day 2. So day 2 we're building on. And day 2, there was a video here, and I was building on to what we learned. And that was like on Tuesday or Wednesday. So here was the added questions. You had 3 questions that I provided as a sample, and you were supposed to come up with 2 other more questions, okay, to fill that out. Once you came up with 2 other more questions, you were supposed to define all these terms, and then on the computer, if you did it on a piece of paper, that's fine. I'll take that too, because I get it. Okay, and then you were supposed to look for a brand. Is it Hewlett-Packard or is it Dell? Now, when you look for a brand, you're going to find all these specs, and I'm going to show you, and the cost range. So, for instance, let's just say you wanted to find Apple. I would click here, type apple.com maybe, apple.com, and hopefully you could find a computer with some specs. They're called specs. And you could see the iPad, and you could see all this other cool stuff Apple has. I don't use Apple because I think Apple's expensive. So maybe you want to click on a Mac, and you want to look at the Mac Air, the Mac Pro, maybe the Mac Pro. That's a desktop. You can either look for a desktop or look for a laptop or look for a desktop. Now you want to find the specs. So hopefully if you scroll down some more, it's going to give you some specs. Compare Mac notebooks. Let's take a look at this. Yeah. Okay, got it. Did you turn it in, Ricky? It took off. Okay, so here, look at the specs, guys. Did you turn in your work? Okay. So look at the specs. All this stuff is what I'm asking for you to find. Once you find it, I ask that you put it down, copy and paste if you need to, put it down on on your Word. The next thing was you were supposed to turn it in. So how are you going to turn it in today? You're going to go to day 1. You see where it says open right here? You're going to click on it. Let's just say she's already done it, but let's just say she needs to do it. And she's either going to turn it in from her desktop or her Word document. So I'm going to just click on submit for a second. Let's say she wanted to add it to her drive. How do I save work on my drive? I'm going to go to my account, click a folder called Drive, and call the folder Computer Science. Let's see if she already has it. Maybe she doesn't. I don't know. So, does she have a folder called Computer Science to save work? It's easier when you save work. Okay, so she has her work saved here. Let's just say she wanted to create a folder called Computer Science. She's going to create a folder. It's going to be called Computer Science. And she wants to save her work in that folder. So she's going to open up the folder. And now her work was saved onto the desktop. And she's going to drag her work on her drive. Let's see what I did with yours. Okay, so I saved her work right here. It's going crazy. Right here. I saved it onto right here. If you would have saved it onto your desktop, all you have to do is just move and drag it over. And now she has it on her Google Drive. Let's see. Okay, so now you know this is complete because it says her document is complete. Once her document's complete, she's going to go back to Google Classroom and she's going to submit it from her drive. So she's going to go back to her Google Classroom and she's going to go back to where it says open the day 1 to submit her work. Day 1, right here. Click open. Go to her drive. Here's her drive, add. She wants to add her work. Go to her drive. Look for the folder called Computer Science or her work. I think this is her work right here, right? And then turn it in. See how it says turn in? Okay, it gives you your assignment has been turned in. So that's how you're turning your assignment today in. Any questions? Okay.